These are some basic items that it might seem like a lot of stuff right here, but actually once you compress it and kind of pack it down, it'll fit in the bottom of your backpack. And you know, most people don't have all of this, but an assortment of them, any of them, some of them, all of them, you know, it's all going to be a benefit to you out here. You definitely need a knife, and if you can find one, a folding saw, little collapsible saw, could really save your butt. If you need some, you know, some wood cut down or anything like that, you know, just a cheap little snap ring. You never know what you're going to need. Snake bite kit. That's some spool of wire, small trip wires and things like that. The waterproof kits, that's a plus. Waterproof matches and the striker and some cotton shoved down in that one. Magnesium bar, a battery, and steel wool. If worse comes to worse, you can use that to start a fire. Even a you know, starter log, like for your fireplace, just the little ones. A can of basically gelled fuel. First aid kit, you know, they're small. Even a mess kit, a hooded poncho, you know, just anything that might keep you out of the rain. A small collapsible umbrella. I definitely recommend bug spray. The mosquitoes out here can really be treacherous. You know, all these things, you know, you can use these Ziploc bags. I really recommend Ziploc bags. Bring some tissue, you know, put everything in Ziploc bags and just shove it in the bottom of your backpack. I mean, even on your backpack, this cord on the back is elastic. If I had to, I could probably devise a bow and arrow out of that. It would be long enough and, you know, afford some sort of strength and stretch to it. But, you know, you have to make do with what you got, and that depends on what you bring. And most of these items are, you know, $2, $3, $4 items. You know, some of them are, you know, a little bit more, but you know, typically any Walmart, Big Lots, any kind of department store like that, Kmart's, of course any hunter's supply store, you can find all these things, and stuff's really compact now. You know, they know people don't want to take up a lot of space in their pack. So hopefully that'll help you out a little bit and at least give you some ideas of where to start. Okay. As you can hear in the background, there's quite a storm coming. You don't really want to be stuck out here with no shelter. These tropical storms, they can be brutal. What I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to pack up my gear and waterproof it the best I can, and try to seek some shelter. Maybe even, you know, fashion some out of these palmetto branches or something like that, you know, just to try to keep the rain off me. If it does rain, it sounds like it's going to. So I'm going to need to get on that right away. Here's yet another reason why you should really be looking all around at all times. That's a pretty good sized spider. You can see by the size of my hand, you get one of those crawling on your face, he's liable to leave a pretty nasty whelp on you. So, you know, don't just stare at the ground. You got to look all around when you're coming through here. It's good to carry a stick to get these things out of your way if you only got one way to go. As you can see, I found a spot that's relatively higher than some of the other area. If this rain sets in, I don't want to be sitting in a puddle. So I've already found this limb and I stretched it across there. Now I'm going to get some of these palm fronds and palm limbs, leaves, whatever you want to call them, and I'm going to start making a lean-to in this area right here. It's not a 5-star hotel by any means, but come inclement weather, a simple shelter like this could at least get you out of the worst of it, you know, especially if temporary storms or whatnot. But you know, basically you got room to sit in and get out of the rain for a little bit. You know, it's a good thing to have. Now, the way this shelter is laid out, as you can see, it kind of goes uphill a little bit. I'm on a small hill. I got plenty of cover in front of me to, you know, like I say, if it starts raining, and I can build my fire roughly right there if I need to, and that'll be pretty much away from any trees over top of it, and it should throw the heat back towards my shelter if I need to do that. I don't think that this time of year I'll really have to worry about freezing, but it does get rather cold here at times, and that'd be something good to know. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to use this napkin to try to catch some magnesium shavings here. I'm going to use those to hopefully start our fire. You're going to come off here. I like to have a good little pile of powder to get started with. It would make all the difference in the world for you. These blocks last a long time. Don't be afraid to scrape off what you need. That's what they're for. Now I'm going to make sure I catch all that. Pretty good little amount in there, but I don't drip sweat all over it. Okay, now I'm going to take that, try to leave it cupped in there. I'm going to set this right down in here in my tinder. Hopefully it'll be enough to get a flame going. It takes a steady hand. Don't want to flip my project all over the place. There we have fire. You need to have some firewood ready, you know, a little bit of kindling and stuff like that to keep it going, but it really shouldn't take much longer than that. Practice makes perfect. You don't have to have a paper towel, but you're going to want something so you can control your shavings, catch all your shavings. That way you got a nice bed for your tinder when you put the spark to it. And you can see there's just all kinds of bugs and mosquitoes and whatnot all in this stagnant water, but we're gonna try to collect some of it anyway, as much as we can in this little pan that comes with the mess kit. We can try to get that up. That is some pretty nasty water right there. Let's see what we can do with that. Alright, what we're going to try do is filter out some of this water a little bit if we can somehow. Gotta get enough to drink. This is that brown water that we found. Put the handle down. Now I'm gonna try to grab it like this best I can. Pour it like this. Everything we can out of it. That'll at least get most of the big stuff out. We're gonna need to heat this water up, even almost to boiling. It's generally enough, but if you can boil it, by all means boil it. Okay, we've got our fire going, and we're going to try to bring this water to a boil. You see some of the sediment that's already collecting in it, even though we filtered it out. We'll just let that cook for a little while. When it comes to a boil, it should be safe enough to drink. There really is a lot of wildlife out here. You have to survive. You can find food. And nobody really wants to have to eat bugs, but if you run out of food and you're lost, you're going to have to eat something. You dig around in this wet bottomland, you'll find it. They may not be pleasant, but it is protein. You will need that for the calories, so you can do whatever you got to do to get out of here. You never really know what's going to come by at any time. Now, if I have to, I could eat some frogs. If I had to. But right now, I don't have to. But a handful of these guys, that might be what gets you through to the next day. You never know. As soon as I started looking for food, I found this road. It doesn't look like it's traveled very often. There's a lot of animal tracks on it, but I'm going to walk it and see if it leads me to safety and maybe a way out of here.